Let's jump in and set up our very first Jira site. So I'm going to head over to the Atlassian homepage, and I'm just going to click the Get Started with Jira button. I'm already signed in with an account that has a couple of Jira sites associated with it. If you are signed in with an account just like this, you're going to want to click on Start New Site and then Start New Site again, and then you'll just type in your site URL or domain to get started. When you hit continue, it's going to start building this entire site for you. And if you're logged in with an account that's not associated, it'll kind of just bring you directly to here. And you could name the site whatever you want. You could call it your company name.atlassian.net. You could call it your team name.atlassian.net. Whatever you'd like, you could name it here. And then from there, that's going to be the domain you go to access Jira every time you want to get in. So once that's created, and I already have an existing site created for a demo, it's going to bring you to a template page, and all you have to do is select an option here. Unfortunately, you can't get around this. You have to start with something. So I'm going to start with the business option, the third one on the list, because it's typically the easiest one to clean up. And it makes a little bit more sense for like the straightforward general things that we're trying to accomplish. So it's going to give me or ask me to create a name. I'm going to say project 1. And I'll leave everything else the same. I'm going to try to avoid adding any context, any users, any fields, features, anything like that for now. We want to avoid that for the time being. So now we're in Jira and we're in our Jira site. The first thing I kind of like to do when in Jira is actually clean up a little bit of my sidebar, because there's a lot of stuff in here that I find a little bit useless that I don't actually want to utilize. So I'll click Customize Sidebar. And what I like to set this up as is typically turning off recent. I'll typically never look at that. If I could even turn off the For You page, I would do that as well. Unfortunately, that one is hard coded in, and there's really nothing you can do about it. Then I have starred. I do like keeping that, although sometimes I like to turn it off because I'll just look at my starred spaces, which is under the spaces anyway. And I like to see those typically as the very first thing for myself. From there, I like to see spaces, filters, dashboards, then I like apps, and then I like plans. That's the typical order I like that I am used to. I'm going to turn off a couple of the shortcuts here that I actually don't want to see either. And as we start to add more of the products, Confluence, Loom, etc., they're going to show up in the app shortcuts as well. And when you do create this Jira site, you do have access to all the Atlassian products. I'll show you how to get there in just a moment, but you don't have to recreate a new site. This is kind of your one domain in one place for every product in the Atlassian suite. I'll turn off projects and leave goals. I do really like goals. We'll be talking about that quite a bit. Save changes, and now it's a lot cleaner. We have our spaces, our filters, dashboards, and everything I actually like about Jira here. So spaces, that's going to be our little cubbies of work, our little separated work areas. You could think of this as, maybe department type spaces or areas of work. Things like a marketing team might have their own space, a sales team might have their own space, software team may have their own development space. Maybe you have a couple of software teams with a couple of spaces. These actually used to be named projects, which was a pretty good name for them. Although the way I like to use these is a little bit less project-y and a little bit more long-term. So you can spin up a space if you're doing like a year-long project and track everything in there. My preference is to actually use spaces that never go away. So things like a department space where we can track a project in that department space, and that space would never go away. It's just the items in that space that kind of cycle through and go through their course of the typical life cycle that they are running through. So we have our projects here on the left side. We have our filters, which really just shows you every work item in Jira. And a work item is really just a task, a ticket. Any piece of work is called a work item. So from there, we have our dashboards, which you could build just to visualize some of your work from filters or just out of the box. Then we have different apps, which this is not the Atlassian apps. This is apps for Jira, which is a little bit confusing, but the way I like to think about this is you pretty much have, your phone, and you have some cool stuff preloaded there out of the box, and you could use your phone for typical phone things that you would use normally. But if you want some of the extra stuff, some of the nice to have, some of the really cool features, that's going to come mostly in the form of an app. For some reason, these icons aren't loading. Let me try refreshing. But these apps are going to be things like test management, timesheets, and time tracking. A lot of these really cool features that you maybe have out of the box, but when you start to integrate some of these more powerful, more capable tools and apps, you could do so much more just natively within Jira directly, which is super duper cool. So that's going to be our app section. Plans allows you to plan longer term kind of work across multiple spaces. It is unfortunately a premium feature, and that's kind of why I kind of say now that Jira is almost unusable unless you're on the premium version, which is a little bit unfortunate, but again, still compared to the alternative options, it is generally cheaper than, your Asanas, your Mondays, Linear, and those types of tools. Okay, so we have all of our spaces and things related to Jira here. The thing that we looked at earlier, right, the app shortcuts, and we just saw Confluence and Loom populate here. They just took a second to pop in. But these are essentially products that are associated with Atlassian that are not Jira. Goals being one of them. Goals is entirely free. It's a part of the whole kind of Jira suite. And then we have Confluence, Loom, and all of your other products that'll show up here as well. And you could kind of uncheck and check these as you like. The biggest Jira mistake I see being made is when teams try to achieve a goal by implementing Jira, but they miss the execution layer. This is the thing that allows you to achieve your goals inside of your tool layer. And if you're curious how we implement the grid operating system with our clients, hit the first link in the description below. So to get to our other products that we actually want to access, all we have to do is hit one of these options and it'll take you directly there. So there's a lot of kind of integrations between all of these Atlassian products that do work pretty phenomenally well. That being said, they do still live in their own spaces and they are their own separate products. So Confluence, the wiki tool, we could go ahead and just skip through all of this onboarding stuff. And when we get started, we're now seeing Confluence with some preloaded documents and pages. And it's a very similar setup here, right? You have your spaces, you have your apps for Confluence, you have templates in here. This is kind of my own personal space where I could actually jump in and keep notes, keep anything I want for myself that isn't maybe team related. And the same thing in the sidebar, we have Jira, we have Loom, and everything else that we want to access. So it's pretty much as simple as that. You jump in, you start using Jira, you create your product, all of your other apps that you'll have access to. In this case, it's particularly because we created Jira and we're part of the Teamwork collection, we get Loom and Confluence included in that. But if you do start using like the software collection or the service collection, you'll start seeing those populate on the left side. And for example, if I did want to access things like Jira Service Management or Product Discovery, the things that I don't see here, what we want to do is actually create a brand new space. Space is just, again, like an area of work for a team or a department, or just a place to track something. And if I scroll down, you'll actually see the different products available to us on the left side. Now, this isn't like every product under the sun, right? You don't get things like assets in here. You don't get the goals in here. You don't get certain elements. You don't get Confluence in here. But you do get the things related to Jira, Jira Service Management, and Product Discovery. So I could go in here and choose whatever product I like. And if I don't have access to a product, or if I don't have some kind of permission or licenses for a product, it'll actually tell me when I start to go and create one. So these are all the Jira things that I can create because I have access to them. This is a different product for ticketing, and you'll see here, let's say I just create a premium or a basic plain space. I could try this template, which is included in the service collection. It says that right here, and I could try it out, give me a trial. I believe it's also free, up to 3 users for Jira Service Management. So you could try it out and see if you like it, see if you want to use the space types and the different templates that they have to offer here. But really anything related to Jira, JSM, or Product Discovery is going to be under your spaces section. And the moment you create that brand new, say, Product Discovery or Service Management site, it's going to pop up as an option here on the left side as well. And that is a little bit confusing, right? I'm not a huge fan of why or how Atlassian did this, where Confluence is kind of its own little product and Jira is its own little product, but then Jira also kind of bundles in Jira Service Management and Product Discovery, and that's in its own little area, but that's still separate from what Confluence is, even though they integrate really well. Same thing with Loom. Like, it doesn't quite make sense if you're just starting out. Unfortunately, that's just the way it is today. I hope that it keeps improving and getting better. They've consolidated a lot of what Jira is, for example, in the past, and it's a lot better than it was before. But basically, the way I like to think about this is when I go to create a new space or when I go to track something new inside of Jira, when I go to create a new space, just skip every single template and go straight down to the product. So I don't care about, these bundles, these, whatever it is, work management, product. I just kind of skip over it because it kind of doesn't make sense. And I don't really end up using most of this. So I kind of have a very simple rule here, which is you're either one of 3 teams. You're a team that's not doing software development. You're a team that is doing service management, or you're a software team that either runs sprints or doesn't run sprints. So it's one of those 3 options. So basically, if you're a team that's doing any kind of intake, triage, IT teams, customer support, right? You have agents and you have end users submitting some kind of a ticket or request that an agent works on and responds to. We go straight to service management and we go straight to blank space. Now, again, templates are great, templates are fine, but they're really just building on the blank space. And then you have to go through and delete what you don't want. So if you want to check one out, see how Jira and Atlassian work, awesome. But usually, once you already know how they work, just go straight to the blank space, start building on top of it. So service management teams, anything you're doing to support end users or customers, straight to Jira Service Management. If you're not a service management, you're just going to go straight to Jira. Now, there's one of two types of teams in here, as I mentioned. There is the non-software team, and there's the software team that either does run sprints or doesn't. So before we get into the software one, if we're not a software team, we just go straight to the blank space. And this is very different from what you would see with Kanban or Scrum. These Kanban and Sprint spaces or Scrum spaces are specifically for software teams. They have little to nothing to do with kind of work management. Can you run work management in them? Yes, you can. Are they maybe a little bit more powerful in some ways than a standard business or blank space, business space? Yes, maybe, but they're not really meant for a marketing team, a sales team, a project management board. They're not meant for that. They have development tools. They're a little bit more complex, the way you manage the boards. The settings have irrelevant things to you and probably what your team is doing. And I don't like to use them for a non-software team for that reason. Now, maybe a year ago or so, the kind of business style spaces in Jira were considerably more limited to what they can do. And there was an argument to be made in terms of like, should we use software versus business? But really the lines are so blurred these days that everything that you could do in a Kanban or Scrum type project, 99% of the time you could do it in a very similar way in the kind of business style project. So if you're not a software team, blank space is literally your only option here. Don't worry about anything else. If you are a software team, you have to ask yourself one of two questions. Just one question. Do you run sprints or do you not? If you run sprints, all you have to do is hit Scrum. If you do not run sprints, hit Kanban and you're done. So that's it. That's all you have to do. You have to jump into Jira. You go straight to products inside of your spaces and you ask, am I doing any kind of customer support, end user support, any kind of ticket triage work? If yes, click Jira Service Management, blank space. If no, click Jira. Go to either blank space if you're not a software team. And if you are a software team and you run sprints, click Scrum. If you're a software team and you don't run sprints, click Kanban. That is everything you need to know about creating brand new spaces in Jira and templates inside of Jira. Everything else is kind of irrelevant. So that's pretty much it. We created our brand new site. We have everything ready to go and available to us to start using today. Hey, real quick. Every company has goals and every company has tools like Jira. But almost every company is missing the middle. This is a system that connects your goals to the work your team actually does every single day. And without it, you end up chasing updates, sitting through status meetings, and wondering where projects actually stand. We call this missing middle the execution layer. And I recorded a free 90-second breakdown that shows you how the grid operating system fixes this missing middle. Links in the description below.